No, we just let them call. Please take your seat. People in the center, please vacate the corridor and find your seat. Also there. Yes, thank you very much. All right, people, we are starting. Please sit down. Let's stay in silence. Let's do something like this. When you see me like that, do the same and shut up. And everyone that sees you doing that does the same. Let's try. I love how the clueless people are watching all of that happen and they're like, thank you. Thanks everyone for the collaboration. Now, we restart and I open agenda point 33, LXX Esteem Local Collaboration, and I would like to ask to the stage, Doa.
Anyways. Okay, while my presentation is getting ready, I will be just talking. Hello people, I am Doğa from Ercan Karametu. I am one of the ambassadors of Esteem. And today I would love to present you IJ/Esteem local collaborations. As you might know, we are having student partners and we are collaborating them in the international level. And we are organizing joint events, doing matchmaking, etc. And we do believe that if you do this in your local group, it will be really impactful for your local group. And because of that, we prepared, let's say, a local map and a guideline for you. And I wanted to present this today.
Remember kids, no last minute presentation changes.
Okay, nice. I think, okay. So, why you should collaborate with our external partners on the local level? So you can learn from each other, you can do networking, and you can increase the impact of your local group and also reach more people. So how you can collaborate with them? Basically, you can collaborate by organizing events and activities. These can be training sessions, workshops, etc. And also you can share your knowledge and expertise sharing. So as like each organization have different strengths, so you can share this knowledge mutually, and also you can do mutual promotion to increase your LG's visibility. And also finally, you can share resources and finance, and you can apply joint grants, you can if you have an LG room and you can share it, etc. So there are too many opportunities for you to do collaborations in the local level. And me and Teddy, the Asia ambassador towards Esteem, we're working on this map. So this is our dear local collaboration map. You can scan the QR code I do believe that it will be impactful for your local group, so you can scan it. So in this local map, you will be seeing IJ locals and your Esteem locals, and you can reach the contact number of them, and you can see if you have any IJ local close to your local, so you can get contact with them and you can start collaborating. I will be waiting for a couple of seconds for you to scan the QR code, and I will also share it on the Google Chats, but please scan it. So you might ask why there is only IJ in this map while we are having BEST and ESTEC. We are currently planning and actually working on a guide for that, and in this guide, since IJ and Esteem different strengths and different features, we are working on, first of all, IJ and Esteem, but in the following times we are planning to include BEST and ESTEC, so you will be also having an access to see if you have a ESTEC local or BEST local close to your university or in your city. So if everyone scan the QR code, I will just share this. Right now the guide is not ready, unfortunately, but when it is ready, I will be sending it or sharing it with Ilium, and you can reach out more information, more event types, more activity ideas through this guide. So actually that was it.
All right. Thank you, Doam. Now, we have time for a couple of questions if there are any. Well, though, it seems you have been very clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will hear more from IG later. Now I close agenda point 33, local collaboration AJ team, and I open agenda point 34, project reports. And I'd like to call to the stage Silanas and Rob.
Yeah. Hello, hello. Is this working? Yeah, perfect. Where should we put it so it works? Okay. No. Perfect. So, hi. I'm not the magazine leader. I'm just a BR, but we thought we would combine it with the motion, so that's why I'm also here. We also did the presentation together. There might have been a wine involved in the making of the presentation, so don't worry if there's some weird animations. That's why. Anyway, who are we? I'm Rob, VP PR. I think you know me.
And I'm Slanas, the current Esteem magazine leader. And yeah, actually, I would like to start with the previous issue that we printed during CM Sevilla. It was the 67th issue, and the focus topic was thriving in balance. And actually, the feedbacks were quite good. We will share some data after some slides. And yeah, and what's coming next is a really special edition for. Thank you. You know, it's 35th anniversary of Esteem, so we we wanted to create a special edition for this year, and our focus topic is 35 years and countless memories. And you will probably receive Esteem magazine during Esteem fair. Please find me, and we will distribute the magazines. Would you like to say something? Okay, I'm going to continue with the current situation of Esteem magazine. Currently, we have 16 members, 2 article acquisition team member, 1 PR promotion responsible, and finally, I found 3 really talented graphic designers, and we have a group chat called Open Sense and Chill. Oi. And I created this one for our chat, and I am the only person who is not designer, so you can see. And yeah, before that, some of the team members attended PRCom, and we discussed some of the issues, some problems in magazine team, and we've tried to find really good solutions for them. And I'm gonna share some action points from PRCom. Actually, the biggest problem in SD Magazine was lack of knowledgeable designers. So we decided to create a teaching cycle, like a buddy system. Every new designers will have a buddy, and they will work together at the beginning of their design process. And yeah, I also have a good news. And two of the graphic designers already accept they said that they're willing to help to train to new generation of designers. So I'm happy to solve this problem. And second problem was the lack of consistency in the design of the magazine, because you know every designers have different styles, and to make it consistent, we created a best practice. We plan to create a best practice document, and it will include some criteria for magazine, and it will include some fonts details, colors, and some image rules and everything. Yeah, and Rob will continue with the motion part.
Yes, thank you, Miscellaneous. Yes, so the motion. You might have. Who of you was at CM in Sevilla? Quick show of hands. Okay, almost you. So you probably already saw me rant a bit about this. This was lovingly proposed. This was lovingly proposed at the council meeting where I was elected, and you can see here that VP PR and magazine leader needs to report on it. We already reported on the first part at the last council meeting, and we still need to legally need to report in here about this, and that's what we do. So this is the data we had in CM Seville, and I'm sad to report, or I'm indifferent to report, that the data situation would still be similar because there has been no new magazine session launched in the on issue yet. So the data is still the same. Issue in general has a lot of issues with not being in a free model that we're using, we can only see the data of the last 30 days and only in general overall magazine, and it's all very, very blurry. So that's why the numbers in here are so general. We still legally need to show this, so that's why I'm doing this. We did make an opinion poll in Seville, and we still have some more learnings from that, so I'll give back to Miscellaneous for that.
Yeah, we collect some data from, we conduct an opinion poll during CM Seville, and we collect some data. As you can see, the content ranking is 4 out of 5, and I think it's quite good. And people thought that it's kind of the length of the magazine is ideal. And we asked them why you're not contributing as the magazine. And the major holdbacks were not aware both writing and reading, and the second one was don't know what to write about, and lastly not confident about skills. And our consequent actions from CM Sevilla is directly we plan to put SD Magazine in the portal directly. And secondly, of course, we did our best, but we always need more and better promotion. And lastly, less printing or on demand, but mostly online we would prefer.
Yes, and this is how we now are touching all of those. First off, direct link from portal. You saw that the new website was opened yesterday, and we already checked at some options of directly putting like a 3D flippable magazine directly on that. This is one of the models we cannot try it out, but of course it still needs some work and it's still very much not finished. However, we are positive to still be able to provide at least some a alpha version until the end of my mandate at least. More better promotion, we had some more Instagram posts and also some stories. Yeah, in general, we are trying continuously to do better. And yeah, less printing on demand, I think, in our opinion, is still the way to go. For this very edition, we actually did print more than we thought, because first off, we had the budget for it, and we thought it would be worth it to spend on the special edition. And we're also sending parts of the magazines to Paderborn to distribute over there, which I think makes sense, but we still think that the general followings are good. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much,
and
Rob.
Pick up your magazine if you ordered one on the at the Esteem Fair. We're still trying to organize for people to buy them if possible. Yes, you will get updates about this as soon as we know.
Thank you very much. You can take your seats. Now we have another presentation. So thank you, Miscellaneous. Thank you, Rob. We have now Umut on the stage.
This is the one because the last day uploads, final uploads, the other folder.
You present
not
what you
day four.
submitted. I don't know.
Not day 4, but the final submission thing.
I think
The
so.
other folder.
I think so.
Could I check the?
Is it that one?
It is. It is. Hello everyone. I think we're all kind of tired from how much food we ate, and some people also drank wine at the lunch. So let's wake up. So I'm Umut from Ankara Bilkent. I'm the leader of Esteem Podcast, and this is the report for Esteem Podcast. And for the agenda, you can see the agenda. It's really simple. Nobody cares about agendas, really. So let's get to our goals. Let's remind ourselves what Esteem Podcast is. We want to deliver educational, informative content to the IEM students of the world and become the leading IEM podcast in Europe. But this doesn't only mean that Esteem Podcast is a boring entity. We also make episodes for fun. Like if you're a member of Drunk Club of 100, maybe, you can come in for an episode. So I want to first talk about our achievements from last year, because we said that we wanted to do some collaborations with other entities, and just by the beginning of last mandate, we actually did a collaboration for Why Vote, and other than that, we also tried to improve our PR matters by doing events like become a podcaster for 2 hours, and we wanted to consistently upload episodes for Esteem Podcast, and finally, by the end of the mandate, we are sort of achieving that one as well. But Esteem Podcast, everything didn't start brightly. We had some struggles, and we didn't have enough members, right? So the upload schedule at the early times especially was a little low, but Esteem Podcast always drives for success, and as soon as we employed new members, we are always striving for more. For the future of the podcast, we are trying to deliver great handovers for the next leaders, for the next generation, so the people know what to edit, what to work on, what to create content on, and Esteem Podcast can be really informative, really fun in that way. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Umut, sorry for not being there. Wasn't feeling very well. Now I'll get fixed. Don't worry about it. That being said, now we have some time for questions, both for the magazine presentation and for the podcast presentation. So yes, please stay with us on stage. We have a couple of minutes for questions. Any of them? Any questions for the magazine presentation or the podcast presentation? Yes, here, delegate in the front.
Ramazan LG Baku. I want to ask.
Can you speak a bit louder in the microphone?
Okay. Ramazan LG Baku. I want to ask about the lack of members. You say about that about the podcast, Esteem Podcast. Can you say how we can connect with you, or how we just can be the part of that podcast?
About joining the team,
Yeah.
you're asking. Oh, so we're actually having open calls for team memberships, and also you can just simply approach me if you want to become a part of the team. We are really happy to have new members in our team. You're definitely invited as well.
Very well. Now, yes, there on the back.
Tom Louis Landgraf, LG Berlin. My question is also to Umut. What do you see as the vision for the podcast, content-wise, and what should be covered there in the future, and what it's supposed to?
About the future episodes.
Yes.
So since last year, we're also, from the beginning, the podcast wasn't really educational. It was like only esteem and only fun size of esteem, and we want to add a little more like name to the podcast, so it becomes the leading IEM podcast in Europe. And that way, we want to add more educational content while also not losing the fun aspect of esteem with it.
Yes, here on the front.
Diana from LG Belgrade. I just wanted to ask, do we need to have some skill to join the team, like video editing or something like that?
For podcast team, right?
Yeah.
You definitely need to have some skill for every entity in this team, but with the team structure, we are more than capable of teaching every skill in such a short time, so please don't be hesitant. It's so easy to start and go with the podcast.
Hello, I'm Shaggy from LG Braunschweig. You just said that you want the podcast to be the leading podcast of IM student in Europe.
Can you talk closer to the microphone, please?
Yes, you just say that you want the Esteem podcast to become the leading podcast for IM students in Europe. So how are you making publicity for this podcast in order for other IM students all in Europe to see it? Like I just know you are on, I just saw Spotify there, but I never saw somewhere any publicity about Esteem podcast or so on.
I couldn't quite catch the main phrase of the question.
Could you summarize the question in one sentence?
What are you making in PR to ensure that we are going to get at this place what you are saying? Like, how are you going to get the IM the leading?
Okay. So the educational content we put out is actually more than some other podcasts I could see in the IM field. We are putting out content that also correlates with what Esteem teaches their people. Like, for example, the last episode of the podcast was the LSS Black Belt course, which isn't done by many places other than independent companies. So you can get insights on some topics like the Black Belt course easily through the Esteem podcast.
Thank you. We have now the last questions. I know that there were more people standing up, but there is no time, so please add it to the Google chat and I will try to prioritize you for another question in the future.
Tina Mlinaric, LG Zagreb. I just want to ask regarding the podcast. So are you measuring the interest for Esteemers to listen to the podcast by views or some other statistics?
So yeah, views is definitely the primary content of podcast, and we can say, comparing to the first year of the podcast, for example, it's definitely increased. And other than that, we have a survey on feedback, and we are working to implement that survey heavily onto the podcast listeners.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So listen to the podcast, just look up it on Spotify and buy a magazine.
Shameless promotion accepted. Now we have another presentation, and I would like to call to the stage Paul Katsiupis.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. So a year ago at CM Aveiro, our LG was elected to be hosting the Times final of this year. Now it's 7 weeks ago, so let's see how it's going. First up, I will give a little general progress update by looking at the different agenda points. Then we will talk about sponsorship situation more in depth and about money in general. So first up, if someone is not aware, Times is one of our services in Career Development Department. It is our yearly case study competition where students work on real business cases by using their critical thinking skills. It consists of 3 rounds: local qualifications, semifinals, and the final. The final is a project in Esteem, and this year it's going to be organized by us in Aachen. So, how is it going? The good news first. Basically, the frame is all set up. Accommodation is booked. For the networking night, which is our little company fair, we have 6 company partners, and we have booked this nice location on top of one of our facilities at university. For Gala, we will be dining at this nice restaurant. The bad news is we've kind of been struggling to fill in these slots. Yesterday, Adrien already talked a bit about how it's not as easy at the moment to get corporate partners, and unfortunately our project has been no exception to that. We have been trying a lot. We have contacted over 300 companies on our company lists, and we've been closely working with Central and reached out to many other LGs and the alumni network for support. We have been invited to multiple concrete sponsorship calls, but at the end of the day, unfortunately, we were not able to close any agreement on case or workshop sponsors, which is sad. So, how are we going to proceed from here? Firstly, we see ourselves forced to make some budget cuts. This includes scrapping the workshop day, sadly, so it will only be a 4-day event from now on, which saves us 1 day of accommodation and food, of course. And also, we have, our dinner options are going to be a bit cheaper. Don't worry, you're not going to starve, but that helps us a bit in financing it. So basically now everything that's left to do is fill in these 2 case slots. For one of them, we will be trying with the already existing partnerships for the fair. We will approach them and ask them to give us a case for free, basically. We've asked for money before, didn't work. We're going to try for free for one of the days. And for the other day, we will be still making efforts to find a sponsor. But at the same time, we will also be working on getting in a backup option, a backup case, and a backup jury in case, we will not be able to. So how does this reflect in the money? Basically, there's only 2 scenarios left. We managed to cut down expenses to around 6,090 euros, almost nice. And on the income side, in the worst case, we're going to be at 4,250 euros, which is all from the networking night that we already have in the bank by now. But yeah, this is the case where we don't get any sponsorship for one of the cases, so that would lead to a minus of like 1,800 euros. And in the best case, where we do find a second sponsor, we will have 3,000 plus probably 750 more if they participate in the fair as well, if we find one more partner, and then we would be at a income of 8,000 and a plus of around 2,000. So yeah. So yeah, that's it for now. If you have any leads for me, if you have any contact where you would be like, maybe this company could be interested in collaborating with us, let me know. But yeah, apart from that, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paul. We have now time for a couple of questions. Yeah, we take 1 and 2.
Indira Basmaz from Ankara Metro. Thank you for your presentation. I just wonder what is the reason that companies said to you when they rejected to
Can you closer to the microphone, please?
What is the main reason of the rejection? When the company is told it was about offerings, or because they are targeted more local local German people or so. What's the reason that you did not get any the case or a monetary support?
The main reason, I mean, it's quite the usual reason. Companies are interested in local collaboration. We were able to find 6 fairs because this event, 6 partners for the fair, because this event includes meeting people from our university. Also, we were able to find partner for the local qualification, but when it comes to the final international students, they're not that interested at the moment, so that's sad.
All right, thank you. Seems the other questions was cancelled, so that's it. Thank you very much, Paul.
There's
Yeah, what?
another one.
Oh, wait a moment. The lady in the front first. Yes.
Hi, my name is, can you guys hear me? My name is Veronika Dani, I'm from LG Budapest. We're actually organizing Times semi-final now, and we have contacts with a lot of alumni people, and they are helping us like through their company and stuff. So have you thought about that, or how is the alumni situation in Aachen? So have you thought about like contacting alumni and ask for help?
Yes, we did contact alumni. We contacted the local alumni from our LG, a few of them. I had a really good talk with one of them at the end of the day. It didn't work out, sadly. And we also have been in contact with the Central Alumni Network. We went into the newsletter on one of their editions. I had a few personal talks with Incubator as well, but sadly nothing like concrete came out of that up to this point.
We don't have time, sorry, Inchi. I'll try as usual. You got it by now. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Paul. You can take your seat. And with that, I close agenda point 34, project reports. And I open agenda point 35, updated privacy policy. And I call Lucia to the stage.
So, hello everyone. Now I will present to you the privacy policy, the revised one, after taking in feedback, since this was already presented in Council Meeting Seville. So this is now just the final update and procedures after this Council meeting in Calabria. So here on this link you can find the privacy policy. So I will give you a second to scan it, as QR codes do. Okay. So just to clarify that we all are on the same page and we all know what is a privacy policy. A privacy policy is a legal document that explains how an organization collects, uses, stores, and protects personal information collected from its users. If you remember yesterday's little GDPR session, we went through this, but to highlight once more that this is something that the team does need to have, and this is something required by a law much, much larger than the one we follow in Esteem. Okay, so why do we have this? So the changes that are implemented in the privacy policy aim to meet GDPR requirements such as transparency, accountability, and lawful processing of data, which means that the changes were made to define better, to clarify better, and to push forward the rights that do exist but were not listed in such way. So additionally, the priority was also to work on enhancing user trust and reduction of legal risks. And by formalizing practices for data handling, the policy minimizes risk for non-compliance. We talked about it yesterday. We all need to collaborate on this one. So what will happen after the 70th Council meeting in Calabria? An email will be sent to all esteemers to inform them of the changes, because this is a requirement when any changes made on such a thing as the privacy policy. So every single esteemer with an account will receive this email. That's why it's been, a longer journey to ensure that this is something worth bothering thousands of people for. Then afterwards, we will update the website page, especially now with the new website. There will be a page dedicated to it. The link likely will not change as long as the domain of it still remains the same. And everything will, of course, then be audited, all the relevant materials, everything where this form is, in collaboration with the Financial and Legal Committee to ensure that the correct policy and the correct link is everywhere where it should be, and especially in the most used materials. Thank you. This is my Financial and Legal Committee leader, so a little applause for Daphne too.
Thank you very much, Lucia. Now we have time for a couple of questions. If any. Seems, again, you were very clear, Lucia. So thank you very much. That's when you clap. Nice. And I close agenda point 35, updated privacy policy. And I open agenda point 36, board proposal, regional distribution. And well, I'm calling the same
No,
person.
no.
Oh, and
No,
before you
Valencia.
start throwing bombs on the stage, there will be no question times because you have an hour allocated for it later. Don't you technical me, man. I saw you. You go.
Yes. Time? So, welcome again. Now, at this presentation, we will spend 15 minutes talking about regional redistribution and about regions in general in esteem. So, let's dive in. So, regions in esteem. For those of you who maybe do not know, regions in esteem were introduced in 2012. The main reason the regions were introduced in the first place is to reduce the workload of the Board of Esteem. When the network was created and local groups joined, it wasn't at the same pace as it was in the past years, which meant that in the past, board members were individually responsible for specific local groups. There were no regional coordinators. Each board member, so one of each 6 of us would be, if we were, a board then, would be responsible for a handful of local groups. Now, as the network grew, that became not sustainable at all, and it was too much, of course, taking into account all other workload that has been accumulated over the years for the Board of Esteem and in general esteem as a network. Since the creation of regions, there have been 2 significant changes, only 2 in 13 years, which were in 2022 when the Baltic region fell apart and the local groups from this region were allocated to the neighboring regions, which included, for example, Tallinn went to the Nordic region, local groups St. Petersburg and Moscow went to the Balkan region, local groups Kiev and Minsk went to Northeast region, and so on. That was the, I would say, biggest change that happened. It happened in 2022 due to the political situation, which we will, of course, not discuss today. And the second one happened during our mandate, which was the Mediterranean project. I hope most of you have heard about it, where local groups Xanthi and Piraeus joined the Balkan region, and local group St. Petersburg left the Balkan region and joined the Mediterranean region. No, St. Petersburg stayed, Moscow went and joined the Mediterranean, thank you, Paul, Mediterranean region. That was the latest change, which happened this mandate in January. Okay, so now we will talk a bit about regions and what they actually mean in esteem, how are they represented and explained in esteem. So this is a screenshot from the internal regulations of esteem, Article 6.4. Regions are committees of the board, which means regions in their structure are defined and hold the same value as the Human Resources Committee would or the Knowledge Management Committee would. So these are committees of the board because their main aim is to support the workload of the board. And the board's, of course, one of the main responsibilities of the Board of Esteem is to take care of its members, which are local groups. And regions are set in accordance to the Board of Esteem. Of course, it's defined that the leader of a region shall be named a regional coordinator. Regions consist of an assortment of local groups. And the purpose, we mentioned it, but this is, of course, not today's topic. We mentioned a bit of changes here in the past presentation of today regarding internal regulations. But it is important to remember that regions are committees of the board, and this is a change that does not have to be a voting matter, but we are here to still discuss because we want every single one to be, every single local group to be content and to see the situation maybe from a different perspective. So let's now talk about the current overview of regions. In the Alpine region, you can see which local groups and which countries we have. I have excluded now Lausanne. It was there, so currently since yesterday, then Alpine region has 10 local groups. You can now see which countries, so they have France, Hungary, Germany, Austria. Then we have the Balkan region. Currently, the Balkan region and the Nordic region are the biggest regions in esteem, which both have 13 local groups. Here you can see which countries and local groups are in the Balkan region. So we have, and the Balkan region has the most countries. So we have Serbia, Romania, Greece, Russia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Romania, North Macedonia, and Croatia. Then we have the Mediterranean region. You can see which local groups are here. The Balkan region has 2 guest local groups, and the Mediterranean region also has 1, which is local group Baku. You can see we have Turkey, we have Cyprus, Azerbaijan, and Russia. Okay, then we have the Nordic region. We have Sweden, Finland, Norway, and Estonia. We have Northwest, which has Germany, Belgium, and the Netherlands. And we have Northeast. In the brackets is the number of local groups, just to clarify, just in case. In Northeast, we have Germany, we have Poland, and Ukraine and Belarus. And of course, Southwest. Southwest is Portugal, Spain, and Italy, and also has, as you can see, a guest local group. Yeah, wow. Crazy. Okay, so work done. This year, we have done a lot of work when it came to members-related topics. This is one of them. This is, of course, the biggest one as well. There has been close collaboration with the MemberSphere. Again, to repeat, MemberSphere consists of 7 regional coordinators, Members Committee, and Local Group Support System Task Group. I have taken over the responsibility of board responsible of this sphere, and last year I worked in this sphere for a full year because last year I was the Balkan Regional Coordinator. So what we concluded after working, there were many hours of work, but what was concluded as kind of a baseline when we started working on this is that regions should contain a minimum of 3 countries, of course for diversity reasons, but we will go into that later. Overrepresented countries in the sense of number of local groups from that country, especially if those local groups are quite active, should be split to also increase diversity. We have also agreed upon that an ideal region should have somewhere between 9 to 12 local groups. And of course, possibility of bringing back the 8th region came up pretty quickly when we started looking at how it could be reshaped. So we had a session at the Esteem College. At the Esteem College, there was a session on regional distribution. The participants were split into teams, and this gave us 5 versions of possible regional distribution, which were later used to shape what we are presenting today. Then Members Forum in Zagreb. This is the place where we actually finalized this, what I'm presenting to you today. We had online participants, offline participants, board, regional coordinators, actives, members committee, local group support system. So many people came at least online as the event was offered hybrid. We had a survey to regional coordinators and to local groups. To regional coordinators, it was a separate form. We first gathered answers from the current generation, and then I also sent this form to previous 3 generations of regional coordinators. And of course, the local group assessment form that all the LRs that are here know that included the section regarding regions. And of course, a lot of online workshops, meetings, long meetings. Okay, so as for input gathered via these surveys, this is just to show you what were the percentages of regional coordinators who filled out this form. Okay, so one of the questions that was quite interesting to see is how well do local groups in your region collaborate with each other. This, even though it was an expected answer, but it is definitely an answer that we think should be worked upon because we do not think that this answer clearly reflects that the current situation is healthy enough. Then we have the regions within Esteem are well balanced and developed equally. This is also quite an, on an average scale answer. Then the current number of regions within Esteem is ideal. This is meant, we currently have 7 regions, so this is a question regarding number of regions. Not quite a clear answer. Still, of course, majority said yes, but still 38.5% did make us wonder and continue investigating. Then for the question, the current distribution of local groups across regions makes sense. Most of the regional coordinators from various generations agreed that for some it does work, for some it indeed doesn't. But in order to have it the most fair and the most and to provide the most development and learning opportunities and intercultural diversity to our regions, we believe that if we change something, we should all be ready to kind of look at possibilities so that all local groups in this network could be a bit more satisfied and have more opportunities. Then well-balanced and developed equally. You can see, again, it's an average response. But identify struggles. So the current structure doesn't support the growth of Esteem. This is a very big thing that I would like to highlight to all of you. Currently, since we have some regions that are overcrowded, especially with countries that have very active local groups, this leaves Esteem in the position where we are unable to recruit more local groups from those countries. That is the biggest issue, in our opinion, when it comes to the strategic approaching side of STEAM, because limiting students from all around Europe to join in STEAM just because we don't have a place for them, it just seems fundamentally wrong. So we are here to try and split and divide so we can welcome more, so we can build more traditions, so we can welcome more people into this thing that we call STEAM, this family. Then we have the lack of diversity by countries in certain regions, disbalance in development stages of local groups within regions, meaning some regions have local groups that are way underdeveloped than maybe some others in other regions when it comes to also number of them. Then this balance of activity of regions, uneven distribution of local groups. Some have very little local groups, some have too many for a regional coordinator to handle. We also talked about this a lot when working. This balance, motivation within regions, and of course rare but occasional political conflicts. If there's one thing that I would like for you to leave this room and come tomorrow with this mindset in your mind to listen to the proposal slot tomorrow, is that this is just not just a structural shift. It is a strategic need for the future of STEAM. So this is us looking at what is best, not only for the local groups, for your experiences, for your to provide you with more opportunities, but also to provide students around Europe for more opportunities to experience with STEAM. So we are hardwired to resist change. I think that is, of course, normal. Regions are here, and I think it's beautiful to see how people connect and how people find a home within a region. But it is important to remember that in a STEAM, what we share first and foremost is the STEAM spirit. It's not regional spirit. We are all here. We all joined to be a part of an intercultural network, to be a part of STEAM, to be STEAMers, not necessarily people from one region or people from one country. I think this is very important for all of you to remember that we are here as equals, and we are here to experience more than just the limits within a region, within a border. So in other words, the pain of loss is of course at first greater than the power of gain, but I just invite you to listen to this and tomorrow to come with an open mind. This is what the STEAM is. It's not a region, it's all of these people. It's all of these people at big events. It's people at intercultural events where people from all over Europe, from all regions, from all local groups gather. It's not only about the region, and a region should not define us or limit us. So we're not just adjusting maps, we're reshaping opportunities. So this change means fairer representation, stronger local impact, and united path forward for all regions. At the heart of STEAM, regions are not walls that divide us. I would say that they are rather bridges that bring us closer. A region is meant to support, not restrict, to connect, not contain, and local groups should never feel confined by the lines drawn on a map. So you have the full opportunity to engage and go to events and hang out with local groups from any region. So please don't forget this. So let's meet the current regions. I will try to be very quick with this. You will have the link and everything to see, privately later. This is the link to the map of the new distribution. I will give you a second for this. We will go over the regions, but you can scan it, and I will send it to Google Chat later, so no worries. Okay, so currently in the red region, or what was so far.
Sorry, Lucia, we have a technical from the back. Sorry to interrupt you. Can we have the microphone behind you? Turn the microphone on, please. Red button at the bottom.
Jelke Müller from LG Braunschweig. Well, I just wanted to say that the link doesn't work. The Google Maps does not open.
Did you open it with your Steam account?
Right, yeah.
Yes?
I see people having problems.
For some it's working. Can we settle this later? Is it, yeah? Okay, just so we finish, so we don't lose time.
Let's make it available after the presentation.
Yes. Okay. So in the current red region, what is now just a red region, we have Aachen, Brussels, Delft, Darmstadt, Dortmund, Eindhoven, Groningen, Liège, Paderborn, Siegen. The biggest difference here is that Darmstadt was added because in the northwest region, it is one of the better examples of regions when it comes to, of course, mostly the diversity. They have 3 countries which are all active, but as Germany is the less active part of Northwest, we have put a stronger local group, which is Darmstadt, to kind of bring more diversity into Northwest. Yeah. Okay, so purple region. We have Auvergne, we have Barcelona, we have Grenoble, Kaiserslautern, Karlsruhe, Lyon, Madrid, Minho, Porto. I will do a few more and then I will explain a few things. Okay.
You saw the time.
Yeah, okay. Okay, just read. Tomorrow we will talk more. Okay, so the procedure, I will be very quick. Procedure, so as much as regions are in need of this change and deserve more development opportunities, the board is proposing vote of intention. Regions are something that we are very free to set as we see fit, but we do not want to do this. We want to talk with you and we want to find a way to take a step towards a better esteem for the future generations, but also make the local groups happy and content with the decision as well. So what is a vote of intention? It is not a legally binding vote. It will simply show us what you guys think after hearing it, after seeing the proposals, reading it all again. And what we will do is we will go with an absolute majority because votes of intentions are an absolute majority matter. So 50% plus 1 will mean that we will proceed on with this. Of course, I will say, because that will probably be a question for some of you, of course, if it will be 50-something in a very close vote, we will revisit the decision definitely, but 60% and more will definitely then result in a change. Steps if approved. So the first transitional stage will be until August 1st. Transition and adaptation of this among local groups, among RCs, and of course 35th board to 36th board. Then close support by regional coordinators and board of esteem to local groups throughout the, not only to the end of mandate, but also in the future. And then encouragement of joint events and activities between regions who had shared local groups to kind of ease up the sudden change, if I can say. And appreciations, I would really like to thank the 7 regional coordinators, members committee, local group support system, but I have this cute photo of the regional coordinators. Thank you guys, you were more than lovely in this process. And of course, my board, you have to mention them too. But really thank you, it's been really nice working with you and I'm really proud however this turns out. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Lucia. Thank you. As I said, for this one, there is no question time because you'll have 1 hour dedicated to it tomorrow. So I close agenda point 36, board proposal regional distribution. And I open agenda point 37. Don't get too excited. Voting result 1. We'll do it later. I just opened the point. And I open also agenda point 38, board proposal addressing structural challenges in the service context. And I call Hannes to the stage.
Okay. Now the next topic with this amazing title is about local group exchange, and we as the board propose a change to local group exchange that is currently a service, and you can find more information here on Ilium about this post. So take a moment. I'm sure you want to scan it. Okay, so this is the proposal. First, to close the local group exchange service to the end of the mandate. But don't get worried. The second part is to establish a task group that works on local group exchange that starts in the next year. And specifically, this task group is supposed to be active for 2 years. And in those 2 years, it should both take over the current service events that are happening, so local group exchanges are still happening, supported by this task group, but also find ways to address the issues that are currently, oh, I noticed there is a copying mistake, I will have to send a fixed one in there. Anyway, but also address the issues that are currently in the service that I will address later in the presentation, and try to find a solution, and then, as it says in the outcome, present the findings and a proposal how to, in the future, have a more working local group support system, local group exchanges, and how to better support you as local groups while you're organizing exchanges and making sure that all works quite well. And the third part is to mandate the 36th board to actually start this task group. So far, so clear. Then let's move on to the background. So there is a few points that might be interesting. One part is the amount of the exchanges. As I showed you yesterday, we are having more and more exchanges, and currently the team, as it's structured, as it is approaching the exchanges that local groups want to organize, is not able to support every local group as they need. There is, of course, some local groups that don't really need support with organizing the exchanges. Maybe you already know how it works and are prepared. Maybe you just want support with finding a partner. But there's also local groups that are kind of unexperienced, don't have organized many events, or maybe you had a change of generation and don't have that many experienced members and need some help to support. And that is currently not really working. Also, we, as Central Esteem, especially us as the board, but also the local group exchange service, is currently not getting all the information about exchanges happening. So this is especially a bit annoying for you, because some of you might want to fulfill your requirements with organizing an exchange, but if we don't learn about it, it's not on the portal and it does not count. So that's a problem for all of us. Also, it's easier for us to manage when a local group can organize another event. If there's like 10 exchanges happening at the same time, it might not be the ideal time for another local group to organize an event, because there's already a lot happening in the network, and that might conflict with participants they get, which is also a problem for you if you organize a non-exchange event. And also for the people in your local group, because they might want to go to this other event, but they're already going to an exchange. And finally, the content. It's not really a problem, it's more a bit background. So exchanges are, for many people, the point where they enter Esteem. It's the first event, people experience Esteem and get a view in how events work. It's easy, you travel with your friends from your local group, and you don't have to apply and get selected, because maybe you do it locally, but it's easier than convincing another local group that has 100 applicants for the event. So you might have some questions. So will exchanges still happen? I already mentioned that, yes. We don't want to cut out exchanges, get rid of them. Why have this proposal? So obviously, LXX team can make some changes, and the parts about how they support exchanges are something they can address. But at least what we noticed, a lot of times if you apply for a service, you are interested in the current service, how it works. And with this proposal, we want to bind a change. And if you vote for a service leader that applies for a service, then you also kind of show we are okay with how the service currently works. But if you agree to this proposal, you are showing that we would like a change, and this change should be done by a team dedicated to that. And also it's
Hannes, can you
easier to
conclude,
vote.
please?
Yes, and the last part, LXX, will be outside of the departments in a separate part as a committee, so it can introduce people to all kinds of Esteem events and not just cultural parts. And thank you for that.
Thank you very much, Hannes.
And you can find more information on Ilium.
Now, we do have time for some questions here. So, if anyone has a question, please stand up. Okay, first one here in the back.
Sigurd Algistornheim. I think on Ilium, you described it a bit more in detail, and I think just for the council, can you talk a bit more about what are the current problems? Why do we need to fix something in exchange? What's currently the issues?
I just ask you, Hannes, if you can make it a short answer.
Well, that's a bit hard. First, as Sigurd said, check out the Ilium post. There is a lot more information, but I think there is two parts. There is a lot of exchanges happening, and the team is kind of small, and it is very hard for them to approach it, but they are kind of already doing their work on just supporting the exchanges that are happening, so they don't have capacity or time to focus on changing how they approach it. So you're kind of stuck on the current status quo and can't really change to a better working process. And that's what we want to achieve as the main part. There is more on Ilium.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Yes.
Konstantina Karoli, LG Piraeus. You said that you will change LGX from IDD and you will make it a task group. But how will you tackle the problem of reducing the exchanges?
The problem of the goal of this is not that we want to reduce the amount necessarily. That the goal is, the goal is to have it better support for the exchanges happening. At least we currently don't have any plans in any way to address the amount of exchanges happening. That is another discussion to have. We currently want to change how the service is helping local groups with their exchanges and focus on that.
All right, thank you. Is that question? Yes, okay. We take the last question in the very back.
Saara Mäenpää, LG Lappeenranta. I was, how do I phrase it? I'm trying to be fast, Giuseppe, don't worry. You mentioned that it would give more direct board control. Couldn't you do that just now by talking with the team instead of just doing this proposal?
I mean, yes and no. At the end, service leaders are elected by the council, so in some way they have a more direct mandate in that area with what they applied. And if you as a service leader apply with the goals, you have a sign of approval by the council that you should follow those goals. So if a service leader would apply with something different, there is two conflicting parts. The board that has a approval by the council to follow something, and the service leader, which I would say is conflicting. If there is like a clear message sent, which this proposal would do, I think it's easier to, at the end, also find a solution that actually fits the will of the network.
Right, thank you very much. That's a 2.
Please stand up.
It's a 1. Yes, we have time for this one. This is going to be the last questions, and then we can send Hannes back to his chair.
Hello, it's Skyra from LG Boğaziçi. How appropriate is that LGX leaves intercultural development?
How appropriate it is for LGX to leave intercultural development? As I mentioned shortly and longer on Ilium, I think it's very appropriate because at least in the current situation, in our understanding, LGX is more an event where people discover a team and less of the intercultural experience you have during that event. So you learn to travel, you get to know how it is being at an esteem event, and you get to know the different parts of an esteem event, the culture, but also the university you're visiting, the local group you're visiting. And being outside of LGX, being outside of IDD, would also, in my opinion, give a clearer sign that you can also include some academic parts in your exchange if you have a cool professor at the university that can show something, or if you have some company partnerships, you can also visit a company during your LGX. And while it is currently possible, in theory, it is also a bit in conflict with the core identity of IDD as an intercultural experience.
All right, thank you very much. No, sorry, that was the last questions, as I said. Please use Google Chat for those that wants to ask questions. For those that have to reply to them, please check Google Chat, see if you have questions that are yet unanswered. Otherwise, this sending people to the Google Chat doesn't make sense. Thank you. That being said, I close agenda point 38, board proposal addressing structural challenges in the service context. And I open agenda point 39, corporate and university partners. And I call Jatta to the stage to present LUT.
loaded.
I'm sure you can do better than this. Like way better. But good with the clapping. Gotta love the kazoos. Um, Thank you for these random flashes of happiness. I wasn't ready for that one. So we have. No, no. We had a proposal. They wanted to use it. Didn't we have someone in the back that wanted to sing a song for us? You want to sing a song? Which song do you want to sing? If you want so, yes. But yes. Just shout it. I have the impression it will be enough. I'm not gonna pass what I just heard. Where is the energy?
Talking about
Okay.
Oh, people, you make me proud. Thank you.
Okay. I will just have a little announcement. For everyone presenting in the next 3 days, if you don't send me your presentation last version midnight before you will present what you submitted. Because this all today is people not sending me presentations. So if you're presenting, midnight, done.
Fair.
Hello guys, I am Jatta from LG Lappeenranta and I'm here to present to you a GMIT. Who has heard about this thing before? Please raise your hand. Lovely. Because I think this presentation is held in every single CM because Lund University is the official partner university of STM. So here I am as a GMIT student to promote to you my own master degree right here. So GMIT is Global Management of Innovation and Technology, and I would love some of you at least to apply to this amazing degree to come study your master's degree in Lappeenranta. So GMIT is truly international. There is students who are studying this degree from all over the world, which is amazing, of course. And here's the structure of the GMIT. It's 2-year master's program. Here you can see the core studies, specialization studies, and then you can choose your own minor. You can apply to this degree in December of this year. So even though it's a bit early, it's May, but just let this settle down and think about it for half a year, and then apply to come to Lappeenranta. So here's more information about the specific courses we have. We have the value creation courses, for example, the TRIS course and the problem solving course, which give you an actual tools to use in your working life. And then we have the value capture side, which is more about, for example, like concrete knowledge you can gain through this study. So information about startups, the intellectual property, how to manage it, for example, and of course, the technology management in between. As you can see, there's a lot of technology-based courses as well. I've done most of the courses already, so if you have any questions about specific courses or stuff like that, please approach me anytime. Here you can see how the 2 years are built. Of course, you start your studies with the most amazing Finnish orientation week, which is not about, oh, what is this thing called LUT University? It's what this thing about LUT University. It's getting to know how the Finnish culture is, how the Finnish student life is, how you're gonna get to know all of the amazing people that are in Lappeenranta. And of course, at the end of your 2-year study period, there's gonna be the thesis project, so the master thesis, and almost every single student in Finland does the thesis to an actual company, so you're actually gonna get to work in the company, and most of the people are getting employed by that company. So the degree, the completion of the degree is a very nice indication of the career you're gonna build. You're gonna get a job after graduation, which is always very amazing. So this is the learning and innovative mindset of the GMIT. Here you can see the main topics that you're gonna learn during the 2-year studies. And I would love for you to focus on the teaching methods and evaluation methods, because for me, I've done 1 exam during my master's studies, because we don't really like exams in Finland, or at least in Lappeenranta, so I'm not gonna sit 2 weeks in my room reading a very boring and long book, but I'm gonna do a project with my friends, or then I'm gonna do like a presentation and held a seminar, and with the project, almost every single project is for an actual company. So you're gonna network with the actual companies, you're gonna do like real life scenarios. It's not just some theoretical knowledge from a book, but you're gonna actually get to know the actual working life. And I think this supports every single one's innovative mindset. And here you can see the collaboration, because LUT University is very collaborative. That's why we're here, collaborating with STEAM, of course, but we are, of course, collaborating with a lot of companies, for example, because we want to connect the business, the academia, and the students. But most importantly, I would really want you to focus on the student life of the studies, because if you come to do your master degree in Finland, you're able to join our amazing student culture, which, for example, includes the amazing overalls I got myself today, especially. So if you see amazing overalls coming to Finland to study, it grants you the opportunity to get one for yourself as well. And at the end of the first year studies, you're gonna get the amazing white hat as well. So you're gonna get to be part of this thing called Teekkari, so the Technical Student Association, which has so long traditions. And of course, you get to know the Finnish culture with all of the saunas and mintus. And here you can see pictures from the top picture is people going to the baptism, so you get to swim in the Saimaa Lake. Then there's the sits parties that the Swedish people also are very fan of, and then the excursions that most students think about as their favorite events forever. But to keep it short, I would love to now finish my presentation here. So people, if you have any questions, I'm open to answer anything you have.
Thank you very much, Jatta. Now, as you said, we have some time for questions, so if you have some, please stand up. Any questions for Jatta? Yes, we have one from the very back. You seem very knowledgeable about the whole...
No, I'm Sara, LG Lappeenranta.
Do you own forest?
Yes, I do.
My actual question is, what is your favorite student life memory in Lappeenranta?
From Lappeenranta. I think my favorite student life experience is actually from Titanic, which is a cruise for every single industrial engineering and management student in Finland. That Hannes actually participated in last February. So it's open for everyone to join, you just have to know it. But it's like every single Finnish IEM student is there to enjoy your time at the cruise and network, of course.
Thank you very much. We have another question.
Mikey German, LG Eindhoven, thank you for your presentation, Jata, you killed it. What is the temperature of the saunas in Lappeenranta?
From 80 to 100 degrees.
Jesus. Yes, any other questions?
The real question would have been, how many saunas do we have in Lappeenranta?
We have a question from this side of the table.
Hi. There are
Name and local group.
Yeah, okay. Milutin Miljanic, local group Belgrade. I was wondering, are there any scholarship opportunities for non-EU students?
Yes, I would say there is. I haven't been on the website, but I will send it to the chat.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? We have a couple of minutes more. Oh, we have another one from this side of the table.
Jata, you say Hannes.
Name and local group.
Okay. Lucia Marietic, local group Zagreb. You say that Hannes was at this event. So could you tell me on a scale from 1 to 10, how drunk was Hannes?
I'm not sure I'm able to answer this question.
Thank you for being very considerate. We have a question? Yes.
Okay, so maybe some real questions. Martina from RG Warsaw. So my question is if we can get any money for your university for life, like for living inside of Finland, because it's for us, for the Polish people, will be so expensive that we can't do it without any funding.
Probably the scholarships that you can apply as a EU resident. I can look into this, but I have to say that Lappeenranta is one of the most cheapest student cities in Finland. So the rent at least is so much cheaper than in Helsinki.
Thank you very much. Now we have the last question.
Andrea Vesumanes-Caja, local group Sevilla. So does the university offer any opportunities or facilities for accommodation, like finding it as well?
Yes, in Lappeenranta we have the student accommodation company that offers apartments only for students, and I would say roughly 90% of all of our students are living through that organization. And if you are unable to get an apartment, our university makes sure that you have an accommodation when you arrive to the country, so you will have a roof to stay under.
Thank you very much. Could you repeat name and local group for the secretaries?
Andrea Vesumanes-Caja, local group Sevilla.
I think they got it. Thank you. All right, thank you very much. This was all. Thank you, Jata, for the presentation.
Thank you.
With this, I give the microphone to the lady in the front for a technical. Microphone, please. Let's give it a sprint. Is it about the door? Is it? Yes, let's just open the door. Done. Efficiency, y'all. Thank you. Okay, well done. Now, I close agenda point 39, corporate and university partners. Now we will have a break. We have also a little announcement from the organizers, so get ready to come here to give the announcements, organizers. And in the meanwhile, I also have a small things to say. You know, when there is some time being lost and all, we whistle, we clap. That's all good when it's steamers. So of course, Yatta, she's one of us. She knows how it works, and that is no disrespect. If there are people from outside of Esteem, I don't know, like the people that are paying for the event or sponsors that don't know how it works, please let's just stay in religious silence until we fix the issue, just not to be shown as a disrespect when we don't mean it. Yeah? Thank you. Just in case, for tomorrow, there could be the opportunity to see something from them, and I just want us to be ready and not look too awkward. All right, now we have a small announcement from the organizers. Yeah. Organizers, do we have Emanuele, which asked me for time to do an announcement? Can you sprint for it? Thank you. Now you can whistle, you can clap. That's exactly how it works. Yes. Hey, hey, hey. All righty. I don't know what it was. I missed it. Sorry. Anyway, it seems there is no announcement then. Then I suppose we have 30 minutes of break, so you can go and be right back at... wait, what? Whom? Oh, then there is, eh?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Wait, let's give him a second to breathe.
Yeah, the announcement is regarding the next free time that you will have, because you will have the last slot to take the invoice until 5:30 for the ones who didn't, and also during the free time in EGA, there will be this time slot to take the invoice, and also right now the breakfast, the coffee break, not breakfast. I mean, I think you read enough. And yeah, that's all. For the merch, can you raise your hand who didn't pick up the merch yet? Okay. It will be another slot before this free time that we will have before the Esteem Fair. So the Esteem Fair is going to be in the same place as the gala, as the... I don't know what happens today. As the dinner, as every dinner is happening. And it will be right before the Esteem Fair, okay? So please, if you didn't pick up the merch, you can do before this Esteem Fair, and we'll try to have this Esteem magazine too. So for the ones who will take the Esteem magazine, you will find also in the same place. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Seems that's all. I'll see you back. Wait a second. I'll see you back at 10 to 4. 10 to 4, sitting back with us. Enjoy the break. Let's take our seat. Am I missing two boardies? Now I'm missing one boardie.
I downloaded it and USB is in there. Like that.
That's great to have recorded forever on YouTube. Please have a seat. In silence. Starting in 1 minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting. Organizers, we can close the doors. Let's take a seat. No. Those doors on the side remains open. The middle one gets closed. Please sit down. Paul, Katsiupis. Please have a seat. Organizers, please help me have the people to the seat. So we are starting again now. I have opened previously agenda point 37, voting result 1. People on the left, please, and on the right, be silent. So I would like to call the voting committee on the stage for the voting result of the first voting batch.
So guys, are we ready for the results? Ooh. Oh yeah. So here are the voting results, session 1. Yeah. So we voted upon a proposal for overruling the LG requirements for LGs affected by the war in Ukraine, exclusion of local group Kaiserslautern, exclusion of local group Milan, proposal for resignation by association for local group Minsk, overruling the membership regulations 4.2 for local group Vienna, updates to the dashboard, and closure of the topical strategy for handover materials.
So let's start with proposals. Changes to the Steam dashboard, proposal number 1. Required votes was 36 and casted votes 71. This was the proposal. Yeah! Changes to the Steam dashboard, proposal number 1 is approved. Votes in favor 66, votes against 3, votes abstain 2. Changes to the Steam dashboard, proposal 2. Required votes was 36. Casted votes was 71. And this was the proposal. Yay! Changes to the Steam dashboard, proposal number 2 is approved. Changes to the Steam dashboard, proposal number 1. This was the proposal again. Okay. Changes to the Esteem dashboard proposal number 3 is approved. Changes to the Esteem dashboard proposal number 4. This was the proposal. Okay. Changes to the Esteem dashboard proposal number 2 is approved.
Sorry, voting committee, interrupting you just for a second. Now you're getting the voting results. You're uploading after the result, as it should be. Just be mindful of what you upload for in the future, because there may be exclusion. There is the potential for that. Let's remember, we don't automatically upload for things we shouldn't be happy to lose on a local group.
And the last one, changes to the Esteem dashboard proposal 5. This was the proposal. Changes to the Esteem dashboard proposal number 5 is approved.
So here are the strategy proposals. So the first one was closure of the topical strategy, assessing the existing knowledge of the local groups and providing them updated handover materials. And it is accepted. Approved, let's say. Yay. Yeah, guys, just keep in mind what Giuseppe just said in here, please. With local groups, first one was exclusion of local group Kaiserslautern. This one is a bit different. You can see required votes were 48. And proposal for exclusion of local group Kaiserslautern is not approved. Yes. So the next one was exclusion of local group Milan. Once again, 48 is required. And proposal for exclusion of local group Milan is approved. Let's go on. The next one was proposal for overruling the LG requirements for LGs affected by the war in Ukraine. And membership regulations 4.2 for LG St. Petersburg, LG Moscow, and LG Kyiv are overruled. With 65 votes in favor. Proposal for resignation by association, Minsk, required votes 48. Proposal for resignation by association of local group Minsk is approved with 70 votes in favor. For the motion, overruling the membership regulations 4.2 for local group Vienna, required votes 48, is approved with 61 votes in favor.
Thank you very much, voting committee. That was quite on time.
Question?
Thanks, everyone. You can take your seat. And with that, I close agenda point 37, voting result number 1. And I open agenda point 40, NGO partners. And we start with an introduction from Fernando, Doa, and Rodrigo. Please join us on stage.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, hello people again. Right now we are going to present a lovely presentation to you. And here is our agenda. We are going to talk about who are we, our partners, and Ambassador 101, and then what's there for you. So first of all, I am Doa from LG Karimetu.
I'm Fernando Tejes, local group Bruxelles, an ambassador as well.
And I'm Rodrigo Bastos from LG Porto and LG Milan.
Yay. So we are the ambassadors of Esteem, and now I would love to mention what are we doing exactly. So it's little Ambassador 101. So the first thing that we are doing is representing Esteem in external partners, let's say strategic events. And the second thing is basically managing our current relationships. We have lovely external partners, student organizations, and we are the bridge between Esteem and them, and we are basically managing current relationships. We are trying to create more opportunity for Esteem and for them, and we are doing benchmark, try to organize joint events, and yeah. And then we do have establishing name collections. So basically we are not only having our and maintaining our current relationships, but we are also searching for and actively seeking for new collaboration opportunities. And also we are facilitating and fostering collaboration within STEAM. And finally, we are raising external relations awareness within STEAM as we are doing it right now, hopefully. So now, Fernando and Rodrigo will be talking about our dear, amazing student organization partners.
So currently we have 4 NGOs with us. I would like to present 2 of them. I would like to start off with BEST. So we all know what STEAM is. We are IM student driven. They are more on the engineering technical side, and we are very similar. Then we have
Yes, then we have EastTech. EastTech is almost like a brother organization of STEAM. They basically have a very similar scope to ours, but are a little bit smaller, and they focus on electrical engineering and computer science students.
then we have Favi, so it's basically the same as STEAM, but in Germany, and we will have a presentation about it.
And IG, which is a very lovely NGO that's a little bit more political than STEAM, and you have already heard about them today, and we're represented right there by our beautiful, where is she? Our beautiful Daria, right there in the front of the room. So, of course, you're wondering now that you know what ambassadors do, you're wondering what we can actually do for you and for the network. So, for the leaders, I expect you to already be aware to some extent, hopefully, but we can, if you are not aware about what ambassadors do, you can reach out to us to have some benchmarking sessions with the entities of our partner organizations and figure out how you can actually develop your entities and what you can actually learn from our partners. And for every other active STEAmer, there are always opportunities coming from externals, new updates, events that you can apply to. So keep tuned to the external newsletter.
Yes, so grab your phones and please subscribe to our newsletter where you get to have updates about what's going on in other networks. You have opportunities to apply for events. And we also provide to our partners, for instance, the possibility to apply for Europe 3D events. So we'll let it there for 5 more seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Thank you so much. So now we'll have time for questions. If you have any more elaborated question, please feel free to send us an email. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There will be questions later, so now you can take back your seat. Thank you very much, presenters. Now we have a presentation from AEG, and I would like Daria to join us on stage.
You can also press the arrow.
Oh, okay, great. Oops.
Spoiler.
Okay, great. Hello, hi. I'm here today to talk a little bit about AEG Europe. As you can see, our lovely logo on the screen, and you probably already heard a lot of times, at least me saying, some call it Europe, we call it home, and our lovely name in French. And even though I'm a board of AEG Europe and live in Brussels, in Belgium, I still really don't like to pronounce it in front of the people. So let's move on. This is the agenda of the presentation, but as already someone mentioned today, who really cares about the agenda? So let's move on. So this is me, a little introduction. I have also more professional photo, but I thought that a little icebreaker would be nice. So yes, as I've mentioned, I'm a public relations director in AEG Europe, which is not really true. I'm the communications director of AEG Europe. Yeah, I live in Brussels. I'm Polish, and I'm a part of AEG Kraków, Istanbul, Mula, and not really officially a part of LG Ankara Metu. Yes, so let's maybe talk a little bit about AEG. So we are one of the biggest interdisciplinary student organizations striving for democratic, diverse, and borderless Europe. which is socially, economically, and politically integrated and values the participation of young people in its construction and development. I guarantee 99% of Ageans, if you would ask them what Age strives for, they would use the word Bordels Europe. So I advise to meet Age people and ask them this question. Is very funny. Okay, so maybe a few facts about Age. We were founded in 1985, so we are a little bit older than you. Recently, we celebrated 40 years. Whoop, whoop. Good for us. We are voluntary and non-profit. We do not have a national level, just like you. We are political but apportioned, and yeah, we have around 100 locals in 35 countries. And if you were gonna look at our logo, it's a key to Europe, and we even have a song that it's called Key to Europe. You can check it on YouTube. It's an amazing song. Yes, a little bit about our values. Yeah, we really strive for the diversity of Europe, dialogue and mutual understanding, freedom and human rights, respect, tolerance and solidarity, knowledge and unlimited access to education. And it's all about yeah, empowering people to take an active role in society and bring Europe closer to young people. And how we are trying to do it, yeah, it's all about intercultural exchanges, just like you're doing it in STEAM, personal development and non-formal education, thematic projects, policy and advocacy, and forum for discussion. I think the intercultural exchanges and personal development and the non-formal educations are self-explanatory. So maybe let's talk a little bit about our current thematic projects. As you can see, we have few. There's a Girls Circular, Human Rights Day Project, Why Vote, Summer Universities, Europe on Track 11, Youth Reach, and Age Day with our new logo for the 40th birthday. And yeah, to bring it a little bit closer to you, Summer Universities is like Europe 3D for you. Yeah, it's circular economy projects, youth engagement, youth participation, mental health in general. If you would be interested to do and collaborate on that with us, you can find me somewhere. Yeah, as you mentioned something about advocacy as one of your goals, I just wanted to show you that we do advocacy. So if you would like a little benchmarking session on that, again, you know where to find us. Our statutory events, I just wanted to show you DOA at our EPM, which is like college for you. Agora, Rob was recently in Bilbao, where he was representing STEAM. It's our council meeting. And soon there's gonna be SPM in Delft, where we're gonna be talking about our new focus areas, because those are our current focus areas: bridges of dialogue, digital culture, and eco-responsible society. They are very, very cool. Why I wanted to talk about them, because we are gonna be drafting the new ones for the next 3 years. And we had some events organized connected to the focus areas with BEST and with this team. Yes, so how ways we can and have been collaborating. So knowledge sharing, attending events. Doha was already mentioned, Age was mentioned several times. I know that I ran out of time, I'm finishing. Yes, you've heard Age when the code of conduct was mentioned, the mediation body, yeah, advocacy. So yes, we've been doing a pretty good job on that. Doha also mentioned future plans of ours. She finalized the map of partners, the guidelines, and yeah, we are now working on the external relations handover and some things with Europe on Track 11. Some fun photos from the events. Yeah, thank you for listening. If you would have questions, approach me.
Thank you very much, Daria.
Okay. Oh, one last sentence too.
One sentence.
Okay, sure. So, shameless promotion as a communications director. Please follow us on Instagram to make Rob this happy.
You didn't.
Yeah, if you're gonna scan the code, you're gonna be hot as Age and Rob. Yes, because Age is hot and so is Rob. Okay, and you, if you're gonna scan the code. Thank you.
Please take your seats. Thank you. Now we have another presentation from VWE, and I would like Clemens and Marlene to join us on stage. I expect a lot about time management here.
I can't promise anything. Right, so hi guys, we are today here to present our organization, der Verband Deutscher Wirtschaftsingenieure, or in English, German Association for Engineering Management. Yes, so who are we? I'm Marlene Anders, I'm the student board member from this year's board. I'm from local group Munich, and I'm the contact person for his team this year.
Yes, I'm Clemens, and I was on the board at VWI last year and also came to the CM in Seville, so I'm glad to be back.
All right, and other important people in my board are my co-boardies for the students. It's Julius, also from local group Munich, Alex from Landshut, where we're gonna have our HGV. It's similar to the council meeting in 2 weeks, and he's also the responsible for the Science Meets Economy, where I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later. And then we have Ole, he's our financial responsible guy, and makes sure that we're staying in budget.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you little bit about what VWI actually is. We were founded in Berlin almost 100 years ago as a professional organization. The student part came later. We are the network for IEM students in Germany. Our members consist of roughly 3,000 student members and also professional members, so over 6,000 members in total. And we are in contact with all kinds of institutions that regard IEM and similar things. Our structure, we are all over Germany and also have a local group in Romania, which is a German college, so that's why they are part of VWI. We also have regions, but obviously only in Germany, and a lot of our local groups are also part of S-Team, but most aren't. So you can see here a lot of cities that aren't part of S-Team, but of VWI. We obviously also do a lot of events in Germany. We have something similar to the council meeting, the HGV. We have Fünfkampf, Fachforum. We have something similar to Times, Creati, our case study competition. And we have the Science Meets Economy, which is especially interesting for you because Mali is gonna show you something that will interest you all. What is our collaboration with S-Team? We have obviously some events. We, as VWIler that aren't part of S-Team, are allowed to go to Europe 3D, for example, or Business Booster events. And then we have Science Meets Economy, which you all can attend. The trainer programs are accepting each other. So a trainer from VWI could be a trainer at an S-Team event, and same the other way around. We support each other. VWI was part of S-Team from the beginning, so we provide some financial support and share knowledge with each other. And also we are just representing our organizations at each other's council meetings. So we are here, and S-Team is also at our council meeting. And for Science Meets Economy, Marley is going to tell you a little bit more.
Right, so Science Meets Economy, I hope most of you have heard about it already. It's a collaboration event between VWI and S-Team. It normally gets organized by an S-Team, by an VWI LG. It normally takes place like 5 days from Wednesday till Sunday, and the agenda is a mix between insights and economy, like companies, tours and stuff like that, and also academic input from university professors. And also we have like really exciting evening program. I don't know the ones that were in Berlin, but I heard that one was like one of the best. And now to this year's Science Meets Economy. Who does know the red company logo in the middle? Who had lovely experience like delays and stuff like that with it? Great. And now you can learn about why it is like this, because this year's Science Meets Economy is being about transformation of transportation,
It's going to be held by the LG Ilmenau, and it's taking place from 9th of July till 13th of July, and one of the potential sponsors is Deutsche Bahn. If you have any questions, there's an email link. This is some impressions from the past couple of years of Science Meets Economy. And if you're interested, unfortunately, the application is not open so far, but you can sign on to the waiting list, and we directly send you the link when it's open.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Fauvi. Now I would like also the representative from AIG to join us back on the stage. Fauvi, if you want to remain with us, we have just a couple of minutes. If anyone has some questions, in case, please stand up. We don't have much time, but yeah, you join as well, of course. Yeah? Yes? Why is everyone so surprised? All right, any questions? Do we have a question there? Yes, okay.
Hello, Emir from LG Istanbul Yıldız. My question for AIG, sorry if I missed it, but as a streamer, can we be a part of AIG somehow? If yes, how?
Daria Rzepisko, AIG. You're asking if you as esteemed members can be members of AIG? Of course, please join us. We are waiting for you. We are accepting everyone. I mean, not like everyone, but if you're between 18 and 35, let's say, because we are like youth organization, please join. Yes, chairperson also can join AIG. We are waiting. Thank you.
How is the process?
Thank you very much. We have time for another question if we have it. Here in the front, the last question. Not quick enough, man, but I saw you. Not quick enough, but almost there.
Hello, I'm Carlos from local group Cartagena. I just wanted to ask you both, because you talked about the Agora and what is supposed to be like the council meeting of AIGE. What, if you could explain a little bit of them, like what they're like and what's the difference between your council meetings and our council meeting?
Daria Rzepisko, AIG. Thank you for this question. Actually, you probably don't want to hear that, but we are very similar as organizations. You just really like engineers, and we just really like everyone. So it's very, very similar. Like, what is the big difference? And I really appreciate your board for that. My board is not that much included. We have way bigger, like, chair team, which is like elected way before our Agora. We have parallel sessions, so it's not that all of the council is sitting together the whole few days, but we have smaller Britannias, so people can send their delegates to more things that they're more interested in, for example. But yeah, it's all about discussing things, and yes, Fran?
And about the accommodation? How is the accommodation?
Oh, yes. I
Just
forgot.
can you share it very shortly?
Yes, of course. Yes. We are not that luxurious, so we really like to sleep at the gym. And we love to sleep at the air mattresses, and some people like to bring tents and sleep in those tents at the gym. It's very cool, it's very bonding, and what Rob told me and Fran, they would really like to bring a gym CM to Esteem, so look forward to that.
You mean another one?
Huh?
You mean another one? We had it in
Oh,
Karlsruhe, it was fun.
2018, 11 or something like
No,
that?
not that much.
Okay.
But yeah, whatever.
Sorry.
Don't worry.
I have wrong information then.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks to all of the ambassadors that were with us, ours and externals. Now, of course, we don't have time now for other questions about that, but you can not only write them on Google Chats, but I've asked the organization and they assured me that their ambassadors do not bite, so you can also approach them in person. Yeah. Now, we have another presentation about Bestimic events, and I would like Robert to join us on stage.
Am I blind?
Yes, exactly. All right, I will try to speak in the mic this time. Bestimic event report has. Can you again? I like to do show of hands. Who has ever heard of Bestimic event here? Well, that's actually surprising. From where? Okay, shout it. From where? Portal. Okay. Our portal is one of the best things we have, by far. Anyway, the question was organized. So. Maybe I should start from the beginning. The Bestimic event is a joint event between Best Esteem and ESTEC, the organizations I think you just were presented. And the question was already asked earlier today, but I would like to address it again. Why organize it? It's a very fair question because it is very, very complicated and quite a lot of hassle to involve so many boardies, committees, and different ways of doing things. However, you saw that all organizations do have a lot of similarities, but they also have some things that differ them, some things that makes them individual. Both, of course, the people that are in there, some local groups or some local committees or local associations in other associations might exist. They might have more groups in Italy, they might have more groups in the Balkans, and we might have more groups in other places. We also have certain things we do very well in Esteem. We have some things that we are maybe a bit weaker of. Other organizations might be very strong in something that we could very much learn from. Therefore, it is very important for us to meet, and we're doing it a lot on the ambassador level, on the boardy level. We like to be like, go all important, yeah, I'm in the board, I'm meeting you tomorrow, you as well. How are you organizing your team, and be very nerdy about it. However, one thing that we are often lacking is the connections on the more actual level, on the actual organization, because I think I made a point on yesterday to say that we are not the organizations, it's you, it's the whole network, it's the people that are traveling, it's the people that are organizing. So those people that build the network, in my opinion, I think were very important to bring together and also get to meet all of those amazing memories that I could make in my many travels across different organizations. So yeah. How did we organize it? So a lot of meets. I first raised the idea to the other boardies of the organizations, and after a bit of discussion, we set up little teams, and yeah, again, a lot of meetlings, until we finally agreed on something, get more organizers, and made an open call where the ESTEC group in Baku was so nice to say yes to. We also created an event agreement, basically saying like financially and organizationally how it will be organized. And yeah, it happened. You can give a little clap. If you ever try to get like 3 organizations to all think they are doing it the best way and they're the best important to agree on doing it one way, you know how hard it can be. In any way, it happened. With 20 participants joined, from Esteem, sadly not very much. We had only 2 international applications and 2 people that went there. However, we did have a few people joining locally. So they were at the end a little bit more Esteem. Yeah, 6 people actually. I'm getting the sign from the people in Baku. And yeah, you can see here, they had a very nice conference center. They had a very good time in general. So that was, in general, people enjoyed that a lot. They enjoyed meeting organizations. I'm hearing a smile, thank you very much. However, of course, like it often is in first times, there was a lot of difficulties, and I want to be as honest to also name them. So in general, I already mentioned that 3 organizations, it can create a lot of headache. We all have different ways of doing things. We need to talk a lot, and that makes things complicated. Otherwise, of course, although no shade in Baku, I really liked it when we were there as a board in December. The location is not ideal to travel to, especially for an event that is not well known. So I would say that one of the biggest problems that also then created a fairly small group, not from all organizations, was that the location was still very far away and therefore made it very expensive and very difficult for people to travel to. Of course, the local group was also a bit new, but I guess that's how you get experiences, by trying out. But that certainly didn't help it. So that created a lot of uncoordinated and some difficult moments in the event as well. So what now?
Can you have the last thoughts, Rob? I have to cut you at 0.
Yes, what now? Well, we'll try to organize it another one, even better. So if you look, we agreed to kind of reorganize it from different associations in the next years. Therefore, if your local group can accommodate groups of minimum 30 people and is kind of reachable from the rest of Europe, please contact me. Contact any of the ambassadors. We'll be very, very happy to have a BSTMEC event happen and to bring all of those what really built the network together.
Thank you, Rob. No. Thank you very much. We have time just for 2 questions. If anyone has a question, please stand up. We have one there in the back. There is time also for us. Yeah, there in the back. Hey, there. Hello. Yes, this one. Thank you.
Tom Louis Landgraf, LG Berlin. I got a question. Could you clarify why?
Can you speak louder in the microphone?
Yes. Can you repeat or point out what you say is the main benefit of organizing it with 3 organizations together instead of making it possible for other organizations to join our event and for us to join there, and therefore having less struggles with organizing the event together?
Mm-hmm. I think there is a very big difference in having like in mass. That's the biggest difference, because in calculation where you open a program for some people, you usually have 1, maybe 2 people joining, but you don't really, you'd still have a big esteem group with a few externals or a big external group with a few esteemers. And to really make this mixed, big group of people that spend the time together, have sessions to work together, have fun, is like a very different level of that.
We have the last question here in the back.
Hello, Adrian from Karlsruhe. I did not quite understand what kind of event this is, if this is a strategic event or a fun team bonding event, and if it's a strategic one, who defines the goals, who manages the things, who facilitates everything?
Very, very fair question. I indeed wasn't quite clear on that, so I'll do it here. It's actually, it's a mix of that, really. So you both have sessions on grants and on how could we market each other better, etc., 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 which are more on the working strategic event side, but there's also very much some fun involved. There's ideally you spend the mornings doing the sessions and the afternoons of meeting each other, enjoying the city and bonding. That's like what this whole event is thought for, in my opinion at least. So of course every organizer kind of set their own focus, and it will be a little bit different every time. However, that is very much the idea, to have both of it combined in one event and to really bring us to learn from each other and to connect with each other.
Thank you very much. That was the last question. Thank you, Rob, for the presentation.
Thank you for allowing presentation time.
Thank you very much. Now I would like to have the voting committee on stage. Because you have something to share with us.
Yes. So there was a little mistake with one of the dashboard changes. Dashboard changes number 3. In the presentation, it showed 71 votes in favor. So that was wrong. It was because of a communication issue. And normally it's 70 votes in favor and 1 abstention. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Just so you know.
Thank you. So it was just a clarification, nothing changes. It's just that it wasn't 71 in favor, 70 in favor, 1 abstention. Thank you very much, voting committee. I love precise people. Thank you. So now we close agenda point number 40, NGO partners, and we open agenda point 41, miscellaneous. And I would like to call on stage, a lot of people, João, Mikey, Alejandro, Fernando, and Tanya for the Steam Trading Card Game presentation.
So guys, can all of you that ordered Steam training cards raise your hands here? Whoa, that's quite a lot. So for the past few months, me and these guys have embarked on a journey together to keep the tradition of Esteem trading cards alive. And we have some really, really, really cool things to show you, so I hope you're excited.
Sorry, no presentation because I left the room. Connie is on it. Sorry.
You can whistle while we wait for the presentation. Anyways, before we start, I will also want to give a massive thank you to my colleagues here, Ale, Tanya, Joao, and Fernando, who worked very hard and killed everything they did. So please a big applause to them. So yeah, how do I get to the next slide? Oh, that's a beautiful face over there, not anymore. So you may ask, what is ETCG? Let's go to the next one. Oh, I can do that, wow. What is ETCG exactly? This is an example of a beautiful Esteem card. You can print your cute or drunk face in this case. And you can see with the model on the slide. And you can trade and collect them and play several games with them we have designed for you. Joao will tell something more about this. And now Ale will present some stats we have for this year.
Yes, to be quick, this is the 7th edition. These are the numbers from the last edition that it was presented in CM Sevilla. As you can see, we have 44 different cards, and the total amount was of 3,950 cards. So if you can do drums, I will show you the next. And these are the stats of this. As you can see, we have 93 different cards, an amount of 8,400 cards, which is amazing. Since I don't know how to do math, oops, I put it wrong. It's not 47, it's an increase of 112%, which I believe it's quite amazing.
And now comes the guy that has all the mechanics in his mind. Yeah, you can see my card here, and I'll get to give it one to you if you order a card, and you can trade. In the left side, so on the white side of the card, we have a challenge. What does this mean? If I come to you like a referee and show you a red card, I can do that, or you can play a little game, and you will have to do my challenge, which is gather some steamers and start an Averenos song. So, in good tradition, Averenos! Averenos! Averenos y aducen, Averenos y aducen, Averenos de mujer, Averenos, 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 Averenos y okay. We have all time, sorry, we have all time.
You
but
have
if
to
we
conclude.
still,
You have to conclude.
Okay, short game, left part, long game, right part, and this is my effect. The value is on the corner, and the element is on the corner as well. Yeah, you'll get to see more cards.
Thank you very much. Wait. Hey. Quick.
10 seconds. Okay, so basically we're recruiting. Thank you so much.
This is the efficiency I appreciate. Thank you to the trading card game team. That's when you clap, by the way. Yeah. Nice.
Yes, we had some technical problems with the shipment, and they were supposed to be here already. They are not. So we will make an announcement when we get that. We are supposed to get it today, but supposed to. Italy is not the best place to deliver, as it seems.
Hey.
So I hope tomorrow at maximum we have it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, it seems we have a motion. Yeah, if we have a motion, we have a motion. Is there?
So I got the presentation for a motion. Is that happening or not? It was called the Steam Spirit. No?
Okay, so the motion is not happening. Are there anything to share from the board side? You tell me.
Let's come to punishments. I sent a message in the group. If you still have some pictures you haven't shared with me on Google Chat, They will not get called. You have like 2 minutes left to send them to me on Google Chat, and I will start calling people. If you've by some reason found a flag that is not yours, please bring it to the front. Yeah, we will start with, please the people I say their name come to the front. You will get punished as it works. So, we have, wait, where is it? Sabrina Fiacci, LG Calabria. Andrea Lautrescu, LG Tagamures, please come to the front. Joao Mouche, please come to the front. I don't see Joao Mouche coming to the front. He's so fast.
Don't hurt yourself.
Nisa Sajan, I think that's how you pronounce it, Ismir Doi. Markus from Helsinki, twice. Stefan Balle from Karlsruhe. Daria from Alger. Yes. How do you pronounce Yasmin Özmen from ITU? I hope that's correct. Yasmin. Well, Navard Markus. And Doha. 2. Yeah, do you have any more punishments? Yes.
Punishments don't stack.
A few people sent me pictures of people sleeping. That is not a punishment. You have to raise a motion to make that a punishment. So, for the punishments, we have a few very nice punishments in Steam. I'm particularly fond of the caterpillar. Maybe you are aware. I think Joao is aware, so he can show how it works. We start on the... Oh yeah, we are still missing... you have one hussar, so yeah. Please come to the front. I accept.